What's up, everybody? Disco Demonic Hydroponic. This is for my Patreon members only. So, obviously, you guys know, don't share this with anybody else. Um, so, I made a video recently about developing focus. How everybody talks about focus. So, I'm going to go a little bit deeper for you guys. So, what focus is, there's a couple of different types of focus that I've come to understand at this point. I've been studying a lot of NLP recently. So, those concepts are going to start coming through in the some of the things that I explain, because they're some of them are really good, and like how to work with the mind in order to manifest your desires and do things that you want, right? So there's two types of focus. One is foveal. That is when you stare at the candle and you just focus on the candle, and like don't look away or anything like that. You just teaching yourself to focus on one thing, and this will help you to focus whenever you're doing like certain rituals. You got to focus on an outcome or whatever, right? You got to focus on something like that. That's when you would use something like that. There's also peripheral focus. So what peripheral focus is like whenever, let's say, you have the candle in front of you, right? And when you're staring at that point, you actually, your eyes kind of both go out, and then like you're paying with attention. You don't look to the left or right. Your attention goes to the left or right, and then you start noticing like where your fingers are, like over here, right? And but you're still looking forward, and you kind of go into this like mindset, almost like a autopilot kind of mind, right? So when you're there, you would go. I don't know what my eyes are doing. I'm trying to see, but you would when you're there, you're paying attention to your like your fingers as opposed to the point in front of you, and you enter into a learning mindset. In NLP, this is called a learning mindset or learner's mind or something like that. But and the reason this is called a learner's mind is because what that does whenever you're focused in this manner is it creates it opens a channel to your subconscious mind. So you're actually pulling in the information to a higher degree. So where you're using it, it's working in the subconscious mind. So you're not constantly just thinking about it and having to apply it in every instance that you see. It's working in the background. So that is one way to develop focus. Another way. So if you're, let's say, you're going to watch a video on something you want to learn something new. Maybe not necessarily the stuff I'm talking about, because these are kind of short videos, but you're learning a new skill, right? The first time, watch it with the peripheral focus. Just listen to it, and then just focus on the 2 points. If you need to hold your fingers up and shake them, so you can kind of, that's what you're going to be focused on. Your attention might go back and forth in the beginning, but you can kind of get used to it. And this is also like a trance kind of mind state. So what I've been doing is, while I'm listening to the person, I will actually envision them speaking, and it gives me like I'm entering into like a mental, like almost a trance state, but like it going to the information is going to into my subconscious. So that is a really cool thing that I've been working with lately. So I would say experiment with that stuff. It's really fucking cool, honestly. I'm always learning new ways to develop memorization techniques, but without using the basic. Was it like pegging or something like that? I know it sounds funny, but there was a memorization technique called pegging, and different memorization techniques that you applied never have really worked for me. Also, there is the peripheral vision is also really useful in speed reading. So when you're reading, and I'll post an article here underneath this, a link to an article where it actually talks about it. And what you do when you're speed reading, you actually, instead of focusing on the word, you look in between two words, or maybe even like chunks. And as you get better, chunks of words, and you just skip from space to space as opposed to focusing on the word. Because if then you're speaking one word at a time, you're speaking kind of slowly. So if you do it in chunks, you look in between the words, you're getting peripherally both words, and your brain puts them together a lot faster than you can speak. All right, so your brain works faster than your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way to apply the peripheral focus, so you can actually read faster. Like I said, I'll add the link, and it's really cool. It's a really good read. It's not very long either. So right on. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps all of you. But again, thanks for being part of my Patreon. I really appreciate that. And if there's anything new you want to hear, cool. Please be as if there's something you want to learn, just like hit me up. And if I don't know it, I'll study it. But if I do know it, I will definitely, if it's good, if it's good. I don't make a lot of beginner stuff, so it's hard for me to make beginner stuff. But I'm trying to give you guys pointers into a way to where like you don't have to be focused on this like silly beginner stuff. I think I saw somebody post on like how can I think they were asking about being possessed safely. Okay, so with that, I will go into the mentality of wanting to go in safely shows me that you're like there's fear there, or there's like you don't want to certain things to happen, and it is kind of scary sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like when, especially in the beginning, and when you got different entity, like a new entity you've never been possessed by. The problem with that is whenever you're opening up to a spirit to allow it in, you cannot control what the spirit is going to do. You know what I'm saying? There's different types of possession, but the spirit is going to do what it's going to do. And honestly, the best way to go into possession is to open yourself up and allow the spirit to come in and kind of do whatever it does. For the most part, during possessions, I've had like partial possessions. I've never, I don't want to say never, but I haven't had very often full-on possessions to where like I cannot control myself. Like I said, when I worked at the gym, that dude was right on it. You know what I'm saying? It freaked me out. So I'll tell you that. So because I was somebody was inside of me, and I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But that fear is what kind of like cut it off. So I would go in with no fear. So if you work with an entity, especially in the beginning, this is my first time ever working with the jinn. But especially in the beginning, man, if you're working with an entity, do it with somebody you trust. Like if you work with Belial a lot, and you've already done a lot of rituals with Belial, I would say work with Belial or Lucifer, whatever entity you have worked a lot with or you feel the most comfortable with. That's who you would use, who you would work with. I don't want to say use, but who you would work with when going into possession work and asking them to possess you, and then opening up and allowing them to possess you at whatever extent or whatever degree they see fit. It's not really a control thing, it's more of a trust thing. You have to just let them in and do whatever. So you have to have that trust with the spirit that you're working with. If you do not trust the spirit, it's not going to work. You're going to block it off. You're not going to, so the whole thing, the safely thing is something that you want to kind of abandon that mentality. Safely is the entity you pick and your relationship with the entity, as opposed to just going around and just getting possessed by whoever. So later on, just like anything, we become more extreme in our practices. That's probably going to change for you, but you'll have a better hold on that. You'll be more open to working with new spirits and be like, yeah, come on, what's up? That'll be like kind of cool. I remember when the jinn was possessing me, I was just like, just don't tear up my house. This is my altar space, man. Just don't fuck up my house, please. That's what I was scared about. I wasn't scared about like myself or anything like that. I was like, yo, man, I got this shit set up pretty dope. Please do not mess up my pad. You know what I'm saying? That was my main concern. But right on, man. Hopefully this helps all of you, or at least a couple of you. So thanks for watching. Do not share this video. I'm saying that because I normally say if you like this video, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies. But this is not the video that I want to. This is just for you guys. All right, so right on.